and D-Rock. Hopefully all of you are having a wonderful Monday afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching the stream. The overall crypto market cap today is sitting at $1.862 trillion. Bitcoin dominance has moved up a little bit to 41.1%. ETH dominance, I believe, has gone up a little bit too as well, up to 19.3%. As you can see, taking a look at the overall crypto market has pulled back a little bit. We're seeing some sort of pullback correction after Bitcoin did rally to, like, I believe 48,000 about a week ago. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at 40,700. 40,700. ETH sitting right around 3K. BNB pretty much same zone that it was last week. Luna did come down a bit. Avalanche is pretty much same place. Overall, some of these altcoins have taken a little bit of a beating these past few days with the correction, but it is Monday, and those of you who still have some of your crypto over on Celsius earning rewards, as long as you keep it on there, you're still earning the rewards, even if you are not an accredited investor here in the United States. So just something to point out, I still have my Bitcoin and some ETH earning some rewards over on there. For this week, I got roughly about $4.86 in Bitcoin, and then I got roughly $4.54 in ETH. So just to clarify, if you have crypto staked on Celsius and you did it before April 15th, you will continue to earn rewards until you move that specific crypto out of the exchange or off the platform to a cold storage wallet or, Voyager, whatever the platform you're moving it to. Then that crypto will stop earning yield. So if you have some crypto on there, you might want to keep it there. You may want to shop around, look at other exchanges to stake your crypto like Voyager. I'm looking into Vault and FTX this week, and depending on what I see with that, I may or may not make a video on that and maybe give you guys a link down below in the description for that in future streams. So, but let's get to Bitcoin. So the trend is your friend. So Bitcoin the past 24 hours has pulled back a significant amount. We are rallying back to prices that we haven't seen for a few days now. But as you can see, since the beginning of the day, April 18th today, Bitcoin was holding above 39.5, but ultimately the bears drove the price down below this line of support right around 38.8. And they found some support right around 38.7 and 38.5, 38.6, right around that region. Bulls held that line of support, ultimately drive the price back up to that region that we were just at roughly 4 or 5 days ago, back on the 13th and 4th of April. I was actually talking to my buddy last night about this before this huge dump occurred, but we were talking probably around here, and I was telling him, dude, like, if Bitcoin dumps below 38K roughly, we're kind of revisiting this region down here, which is no bueno in the sense that we made all these strides all the way up to 48K, put in a lot of work. Bulls drove the price all the way back up there, but ultimately the bears drove the price back down. Now, before we saw this play out, some of this out here in the past 24 hours, I was telling you, if we go back down here, it's not going to look good because we're pretty much going to be in the same range that we were about a month ago, which isn't the end of the world because, Bitcoin was at one point $3,000 to $5,000 in the bear market, and I don't know if you can classify what we are in right now as a bear market because Bitcoin is holding strong above 30K. I mean, we didn't even wick all the way down to 30K. I believe the lowest we wicked down to was like 32 or 33 or 32K, something like that, which is higher from last summer's slowdown, little pullback, little mini bear market we experienced where Bitcoin went as low as 28, 29K. So there's that to consider. But again, if we do not hold this line of support above 39.5 and we start revisiting 37.3 or 38,000, in my opinion, that's not going to be a great look. Now, again, that's not to say that I'm drive the price way above 47 or 48K here in the next few days or few weeks, but I will be a bit more bearish if Bitcoin does retrace to say 37.3 or 38K. The trend is your friend, guys. Again, the Bitcoin has, for the most part, been respecting this trend line. It's been holding roughly since January 22nd, January 23rd. And Bitcoin has respected this trend line. As we can see, we have no daily candles that are that the actual candle itself is going below the trend line. We just have wicks, which is confirmation that this trend line is holding, at least for the time being. We'll see where we stand again in a few days' time, or in, say, a week or two's time. Again, we want to hold this trend line. If this holds, I think things will look good. I'm thinking in roughly 2 weeks, Bitcoin may pull back to maybe like 41 or 42K, right in that zone. That's my optimistic outlook. Maybe we see a rally to 50K or 52 in those next 2 weeks. Maybe not. A little more bearish sentiment. Bitcoin does retrace ultimately back to 38K. Again, few days, maybe next week or two. And then the really, really pessimistic scenario is if Bitcoin were to go all the way back down to 32.9 or 32 grand, something like that. But the good thing about that is we could potentially be seeing a double bottom form if Bitcoin were to revisit this region, which wouldn't be the worst case scenario because double bottoms, for the most part, typically confirm that we're going to move to the upside. One more thing that I do want to clarify is on this 1 hour chart, we did have a doji star. I believe I covered this in my last stream. We experienced a doji star back on April 14th, April 15th. The last time we saw this, we saw Bitcoin go on a mini rally up to 42.5, 43K, right around that zone. Came back down, retested this line of support, and ultimately went all the way up to 47.5, 48K Bitcoin. And so, yeah, so we have another doji star. So we could see another big little pump coming up, unless this little wick that we experienced here in the short term is that little pump that this doji star was talking about. We'll have to see what plays out here in the next few days. But again, guys, the trend is your friend. Don't stress out day to day. If you got to do your taxes today, get them done. It's the last day to get them done. I'm still preparing mine. The crypto aspect took way longer than I thought it would. So if you haven't started, now's probably a good time. Now, again, going back to respecting the trend because it is your friend, just something that I thought I'd share over from Anthony Pompliano's channel. He had this chart out over on his channel the other day. It's showing Bitcoin's price, closing history by level. And just for reference, you guys, if you guys are freaking out about $35,000 or $40,000 Bitcoin, just for reference, Bitcoin has only been above 40K for less than a year. So roughly 6.62% of Bitcoin's history has been above 40K. So just to keep things again in perspective, Bitcoin was below $20,000 over 90% of its lifespan. Just let that sink in, okay? So those of you panicking about buying Bitcoin at 40K, this number is going to go up because, again, more and more people are going to realize that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. It is a hedge against the obscene money printing that we're seeing across the board around the world. and they're going to put their money into something more stable that gives them better yield, like Bitcoin. Again, it's the best performing asset in the 2010s. It swept gold. Gold, you lost 0.25% if you're holding Bitcoin. It's crazy, you guys. Like, look at this. The returns on Bitcoin. Look at this. 1 year, Bitcoin, you lost 35%. In 2 years, you gained 500%. In 3 years, you gained 674%. Fast forward to 5 years, you would have made a 3,364% ROI, return on investment, pretty nuts. And then down here, you have 813,160. That's pretty nuts. And just again, comparing the two, gold, you would have only roughly had 19% return on investment. No bueno. So in the big picture, you guys, again, if you're stressing about buying Bitcoin at 30, 35, or 40K, in the long run, it won't matter. It really will not matter. So keep stacking little by little. Do what you can. Don't sleep on Ethereum, and if you have a few altcoins that you have strong conviction, you think they have great fundamentals, support those as well. I'm a VGX fanboy. I actually bought some last night during the dip. I bought some on last night, pardon me, from a limit order that we had set back on the 11th. We bought 45 VGX at $1.42, and sorry, $1.42.5. So again, lowering that dollar cost average. Last video, this dollar cost average for VGX was sitting right around 245, down to 242. Just going to keep bringing that down. Again, I know there's concerns over state regulators cracking down on Voyager. Again, just going to give you a brief interpretation of what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to lose the yield on our Bitcoin, our Ethereum, and if we don't, we'll get like a mere 1 to 2% on the assets or whatever, and then ultimately VGX, you may still earn that 7%. If we're still earning that 7%, I'm still pretty strong. If we still earn that 7% on the token, my conviction in the token's going to hold for the most part. I may not stack as many tokens as I had initially planned because I may be looking at other platforms to stack tokens on to get a better yield. But as of right now, I'm still sticking with VGX for the time being. I'll let you guys know if any of that changes ASAP. But that about does it for today's stream, everyone. If you enjoyed it, found it entertaining and educational, anything like that, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live next. I got some links down below for you to check out. You can earn some interest and get trading over on Voyager while you still can. You can earn 3 to 4% on ETH and Bitcoin, and then up to 7% on the VGX token, as well as like 9% on your USDC. So take advantage of that while you still can. I have a link down below for BlockFi's Visa Signature Reward Bitcoin card. Get up to 3% back on all your purchases in Bitcoin for the first 3 months that you own the card. After that, it goes down to 1.5%. If you like this platform that I'm on right now, CoinMarketCap, stay up to date with crypto prices every single day. There's a link down below for that as well. And then CoinMarketCal, you want to stay up to date with news and events for specific crypto projects. There's a link for that down below as well. Until next time, guys, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I hope all of you have a wonderful day and take care. See you tomorrow. Invest wisely.